Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear students, we are here with another amazing topic, the importance of opposites. I have with me Sister Shabano, and we are going to discuss this amazing topic, which is kind of thinking project for all of us. We will ponder together that what is importance of opposites. I'll start. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this world. When he created this world, he created with all sort of creations. And among those creations, some are similar to each other, some are opposite to each other, and which are opposite to each other, there are types. Some are opposite and both are good. And some are opposite, but one is good and one is bad. So why all that kind of diversity? We need to ponder on it together and we will come to a conclusion. Sister Shabano, you want to say something about it? Meanwhile, I'm going to share my slides.
Yeah, please. Assalamu alaikum. And another new and very thought-provoking topic. And we will start, I believe, from reference from Quran. And then we will discover how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned diversity in nature in Quran and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forcing us to see and contemplate and think over it. Let's start. Yeah, Bushra, over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. So the importance of opposites, a thinking project. Gratitude is opposite to ingratitude.
Screen. Yeah,
I'm not sharing my screen.
No, you are sharing, but it was. Yeah, it is now visible. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Gratitude is opposite to ingratitude. So this is an ayah of Quran. We will recite, we will actually read its translation and then we will discuss what it's teaching us. If you are ungrateful, remember that God has no need of you. He is not pleased by ingratitude in his servants. If you are grateful, he is pleased to see it in you. No soul shall bear another's burden. You will return to your Lord in the end, and he will declare to you what you have done. He knows well what is in the hearts of men. Now, here is an example of two opposites, gratitude and ingratitude. Sister Shabano, you want to say something about it?
Yeah, here there is a very harsh word, God has no need of you. It's a very alarming word. The God, the Creator, the Almighty, He's saying that He has no need of us if we are not in a state of gratitude. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that God doesn't need us. It means that He is shaking us. God is making us conscious that if you want to be in my neighborhood that is called Jannah, then you have to do something. And what's that? You have to build up your personality in such a way that you should be able to see what is good for you, rather than seeing what is not good for you, or perceiving your life the way you want it to be. And gratitude starting point is not far away. It starts from the very minor things, like while eating. So it can start from material things, the tangible things. So this is not a very hard task, and yet it is very conscious decision or conscious effort, but it is not impossible. This is I got this thing, and it's very alarming. So I'm very excited what we're gonna learn more about this. Yeah, Bushra Salman, please carry on.
So yeah, thank you so much, Jazakallah khair, for these important points. So in the start, as I said, there are various opposites. Some are similar and some are, sorry, various opposites. Some are good, both are good, and some are which are in which one category is good and other is bad. So this is second type of opposite. Of course, gratitude is good, and being ingratitude and having ingratitude is not good. And I just want to mention one important thing, that gratitude means you are grateful towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and human being both. And you are not grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unless you are grateful to his creator. So this is one example of opposite. Let's see what is other example. Sister Shabana, would you like to read?
Yeah, the reference is 41 to 34. I hope it's the same surah. Good and evil deeds are not equal. Repel evil with what is better. Then you will see that one who was once your enemy has become your dearest friend. Yeah, amazing ayah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Bushra Salman. Beautiful.
Yeah, another example of opposites in which one is good and other is bad, and they are stating itself good and evil. And of course, everybody know this thing universally, that good, what you have to choose if it's good or evil. This thing is common in every religion. And if you do not think of religion, if you just think in terms of if in terms of secular manner, like, then even then the good is the option which everybody will like to take when it comes to themselves, like, right? And if it comes to do some action for others, at that point as well we should choose good. That's what this ayah is telling us. A person cannot be Muslim unless he chooses same thing which he chooses for himself. So if we choose good for ourselves, we have to choose good for our other Muslim brother or sister. And it's not just for Muslim brother and sister, it's like universally for other human being, right? We are all one family on this face of earth. So coming back to evil and good and evil, this ayah is beautifully describing the benefit of doing good, that if to the person who is doing evil with you. So test this in your home or school or any group where you play, that if somebody is doing bad with you, if somebody is bullying you, if somebody is not good you in any way, they snub you or anything, and you decide, no, I am better person, and then you start behaving in good way with that person, that thing will definitely have positive effect on that person. You are sending positive vibes to that person, and that those positive vibes will be definitely reflected back towards you. And that this Quran is definitely a book of ultimate guidance, that it understands the human psychology, that it feels like Allah Ta'ala knows that what you do, what will happen in return. So it's really beautiful ayah to me, and clearly it indicates advantages of doing good to the person who is evil. Sister Shabana, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the life history of all the prophet, peace be upon him, and it is evident from all the teachings of all the prophets in the Quran, which is in detail. It is given that whenever it's evident from their life that they did good and they had good. They the whatever the enemy was doing, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessing and power and help was there with them. So I believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only telling us not what not to do, but also encouraging us, giving us evidence. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us what are the main forbidden trees for us in the life, how it is beautiful. Not he is telling us what is bad, what is good, and he's telling how to tackle, how to use that goodness. And not on it's not done yet. He is further elaborating from various prophets life, that look, prophet Moses, look, prophet Jesus, look, prophet Noah. So all these prophets, what they are showing, that they did their best in the form of goodness. They gave their best. So the opposite here, we can have a conclusion that they are not same. So it is my, and I hope all of the students who are listening, it is their choice. It is in their it is in their hands which path they will take, like whether goodness or they will go to the path of. So it's it's another cheat sheet given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that so clear, and we should be in we should be very much happy, and we should be very much obliged, humble, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how he has arranged everything for us. Yeah, Bishra.
Jazakallah khair, very beautiful points. I'll go to next slide. Another example. Blind person is not equal to person with vision and sight. This thing is actually used as example. Do you want to read, Sister Shabano, or should I continue?
Yeah. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Those who have believed and done good deeds and humbled themselves before their Lord are destined for paradise, and they will live in it forever. These two groups are like the blind and the deaf as compared with those who can see and hear. Can the two be equal? Will you not then understand? MashaAllah, Surah Hud. Amazing ayat.
Mashallah, mashallah. So here this blind and the person with the vision are just example. Actually, Allah Ta'ala wants to refer to the people of Hidayah and people of non-Hidayah, the people who are on the straight path and people who are not on the straight path. So Allah Ta'ala has used analogy for those people who can see and who cannot see with the people of Hidayah and non-Hidayah. But the thing is, why Allah Ta'ala has given the word blind person? The person who is clearly given the instruction that if you choose the wrong path, you are going to go to hell. You would be person of hell. Even then, he or she chooses the wrong path, he must be blind then, right? And it's not blindness of external eye, it's blindness of internal eye, that he doesn't have that vision to see his future, which is God forbid rotting in hell in case if you are doing something bad. So here the example is again the opposites, but one is good opposite and other is the bad one. And Allah says these two groups are like the blind and the deaf as compared with those who can see and hear. So Allah Ta'ala is using analogy of hearing and non-hearing as well. So Sister Shabana, would you like to say something?
Yeah, very alarming and very provoking, thought-provoking ayah. I would just add just that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word blind and deaf because not only he has given us instructions in the Quran, but within ourselves. When we do something wrong, there is conscious which is telling us continuously, hitting us inside that we are not doing good. We cannot sleep if we do something bad. We don't have a peace of mind if we do something bad. And if we create harmony with that agony, with that bad thing, that's the worst part of our life journey, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is basically alarming. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is letting us know that be aware that you have to be conscious. And the second part, which is very important, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our well-wisher. If we see what is good for us, if we are able to see and we are able to understand by listening, when I was a student, it was very hard to listen to the elders' advice. If you are in front of your mama and your parents and your teacher, and they are continuously advising you something, it was not very pleasant, but that was the moment, and for all of us till now, that is the moment, that is a moment of achieving high goals, achieving to the goodness, going to the right path, because those persons are allocated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to a certain way. So deaf means we are ready to listen, we are ready to accept what is going wrong with us, we are ready to accept that we are here to listen, that what's wrong with us. So we have to like admit that we are wrong, or we are ready to correct ourselves. So the process of self correction, which is a part of tazkiyah and introspection, and in the longer run we are going to like study in depth, but the starting point is being able to see and being able to hear, ready to hear, ready to understand. So this concept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like trying to invoke in us. Yeah. Jazakallah, Bushra.
Jazakallah, Shabano. Very important points. Good word is better than bad word. Another example I'll read through. Do you not see how God compares a good word to good tree? Its root is firm and its branches are in the sky. It yields its fruit each season with its Lord's permission. God makes such comparisons for people in order that they may take heed. But an evil word is like an evil tree torn out of the earth. It has no foothold. So, Sister Shabana, would you like to say something about this ayah?
Yeah, in Quran, Allah Ta'ala has mentioned this, that be like a good tree. And I believe there is a hadith as well about to be like a palm tree, and there is a wisdom behind it. So we all must be aware of the characteristic of good tree, how they keep harmony, how they are always on the giving end, how they are well wisher, how they are like constantly in a form of obedience. So like it yields its fruit each season with its Lord's permission. So this permission means they are ready to wait, and they are ready to execute, and they wait for their Lord's guidance. If we are able to see our God, if we are able to feel our God, if we are able to recognize our God within the environment we are having, then we are able to hear, then we are able to feel the guidance, to accept the guidance, and then we are able to utter good words. So if we don't understand the influence of good words and bad words, so here again there are two opposite words, good word and bad word. So it is about dealing with people, dealing, because when we move in the society, whether it is home, whether it is in your playground or in your school, we come across many people who are not behaving in a good way. We are ourselves in our control, can be in our control, but the society, the other members are not at all in our control. So what is what should be the dealing strategy? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah again again telling us a secret of how to be calm and be peaceful in such an environment, and giving us a clue that good word is better than bad word. So I think beautiful ayah. And Bushra, Salman, can you please add more?
I think you have said it all. I would just reemphasize the word good and bad. A good word and bad word. It's kind of example where both One is good, which is good word, and one is bad. As we categorized in the start, we are reading through various categories. So I'll move to next slide. Positive thinking is not same as negative thinking. And I think the next one is similar to that. Positive thinking is to give positive response in all negative situation. So we will discuss together one by one these 2 points. Positive thinking is not the same as negative thinking. My opinion is, when you think positively, is even if a negative experience is happening with you, you have to think positively, because your positive thinking comes into picture when something negative happens to you. If you are in the positive environment and you are positive, it's good, but it's not that extraordinary. You have to act positive when you are in negative situation. For example, you got into fight with your fellow being in the class. Now what's next? He or she said something to hurt you. Now what is next? If you say equally, what is a good, what are two choices you have? One, you respond with the equal intensity or equal bad manner. Second choice is you stay calm, be silent, or take another positive action by, just ignoring the person if you can. And if severity is a lot, you can inform some class teacher or some person who is maintaining discipline of that class. What you are going to do about it? These are two choices: staying calm or showing reaction in similar negative way. Of course, the good choice is evident. So this good choice is a result of positive thinking. When you keep on instill the positive thinking in you, you would remain positive in all situations, whether it's positive situation, whether it's negative situation. So that's my takeaway. Satya Shabana, what you have to say about it?
Yeah, Bushra Salman, this is the most important line of the session today. I believe we are not habitual of thinking. The thinking process is no-go area for us most of the time. We don't think, we don't what we are doing, why we are going to school, why we are having this class, what is the purpose of this class, what is the purpose of sitting and listening to these two ladies. So thinking generates the ideas, thinking generates the reasons, thinking generates the questions. So first of all, I would love to request all of the students to think why you are taking this course. You should all be purposeful. Like, this is not you're spending 1 hour, 2 hour, or 3 hours, or 4 hours, and you don't know what you're going to do. So instill this at first step. We have to instill this activity of thinking. If you are eating, think you are eating. You are having a food and you are able to digest. You are able to tackle your hunger. So the process of most of the time, if you are not in the habit of thinking, we are not having good decisions. We are not owing the situations, because, oh, what happened, I don't know how it went that way. I started it this way and it ended up that way. So when we are in the situation where, like, we are sitting in the class and we don't know what these two ladies are telling us, so wake up, think, and make it a point that we are learning. Make it a point. Otherwise, there is no reason to waste your time. Otherwise, there is no purpose of wasting time. So first, I would love to give this message that start thinking. Whatever you think, and believe in it, and do it passionately. Because thinking is the process, and it is a sunnah of all the prophets. This is not a simple thing. This thinking is a passage to connectivity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of all the prophets. Yeah, we know Abul Anbiya, Hazrat Ibrahim. He was the one who started thinking and contemplation, and through how he discovered God. So thinking is not only a religious subject, it is also a secular subject. If you know all the scientists, how they discovered everything, they discovered everything through a process of thinking. So instill this activity, and I believe if we start thinking, we will end up in positivity. The positivity would be the end, because it is inside us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not sent us empty handed. He has given us this power of goodness inside us. We have to ponder it within ourselves by thinking. So I think that's all I wanna say, that please try to think whatever you are doing, why you are doing, try to reason out. Yeah.
Mashallah.
Jazakallah.
Mashallah, very important point. Yes, the thinking would definitely lead to positive thinking because we have it inside us. This is very important point, and we have to choose among positive thinking and negative thinking. So positive and negative were two opposites. The next slide we will just read through. It's example of B. Sister Shabana, would you like to read?
Yeah, of course. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When those who fear God are asked, "What has your Lord sent down?" their reply is goodness. The reward of those who do good works in this world is good, but the abode of the hereafter is even better. The home of the righteous is indeed excellent. They will enter gardens of eternity, where rivers will flow at their feet. There they will have all that they wish for. Thus, God rewards the righteous, those whose lives lives the angels, those whose lives lives the angels take in a state of purity, saying to them, "Peace be on you. Enter the garden because of the good which you did in the world." Yeah,
Jazakallah
amazing.
khair. This is beautiful ayah, which is telling us that if you do something good, Allah has prepared beautiful abode, a beautiful eternal destination for you in Akhirah, that is paradise, heavens. But the important point here, it is maybe in this world, when you do something good, maybe you do not get return of it immediately. Maybe you are being good with somebody and they are not equally being good with you, but you still have to do good in every matter and with every person, with the expectation of reward from your Lord alone, because he is going to reward you in hereafter. And believe me, whoever is doing good in this life, they will see after effects of that goodness in this world. So if you are being good with someone, uh, even if that person is not good to you, it would compel that person at some point to be good with you. Or if that person is not being good with you, with whom you are being good, some other people will see your akhlaq or your good manners, and they will be your friends. They would like you as a person, and your good effort will never go waste. Same goes for every kind of good deed. If you do charity, do it for sake of Allah alone. So that's the one point in the ayah. And I think the opposite of good is the bad deed, which is not part of ayah, but good deed and bad deed are two opposites. And Sister Shabano, I would ask you to elaborate the remaining part of the ayah, which says what will happen when angels will come and take the lives of the people who are good doers.
Yeah, it's amazing. They say the word it is you saying. They say, I would like to repeat it. Bushra,
Let me
peace
repeat
be
for
on.
you. Let me repeat for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Those whose lives the angels take in a state of purity, saying, "Peace be upon him to you. Enter the garden because of the good which you did in the world." So it's like a declaration that this will happen to you when you will die,
yeah.
right?
And not from any person. The angels are paying tribute to you and saying, say peace unto you. This is
Peace be
you
upon
know,
you.
prayer. This is well wishing. This is a news of that you will be in calmness, you will be in harmony, you are succeeded. So this is a news, you know. When in this world we get a news that we have passed this exam, we have done this successfully. For this dunya, for this world, how it is, gives us a sense of achievement. So just imagine having these feelings as eternal feelings, that we will be get rid of this world where our nafs is with us, and we have to tackle the challenges. Our this journey and challenge will end up with a good result. But before that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clearly mentioned how can we achieve it. And although and what is the reason, it is very clearly elaborated, the result of this. Because it is not easy to be at the right path, because the result is not always good. And not only Bushra Salman person, sometimes the situations are not are in your favor. If the situations are not in your favor, still you have to be positive, because if you depend on yourself, you cannot be positive. So you always has to keep an eye over your God, your Lord, your God who has created. And I believe all of you must be having a lot of experience when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has saved you many times. I cannot believe that all of you are not having such stories and such emotions with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just think about that. And never, if you depend on your parent, if you depend on your teachers, if you depend on an external material thing, you can never be firm in your goodness. You can only be firm in your goodness if you feel the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with you. So the thing which we have to grip with ourselves, with our soul, with our believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, who is listening to me, who is watching me, who can do anything. So I am not I'm not referring to these people. I'm not depending on these people's behavior or this situation, the whatever situation is. So I am depending on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I believe goodness comes with the thought of the greater good and the great vision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a person who is in contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he has that vision, he has that creation plan, he has that grand image of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will be having that power to do good. Otherwise I'm not able to, because I myself is not capable of it. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the weapon of dua, with the weapon of prayer. So this is all about this. Thank you. Jazakallah.
Amazing points, Jazakallah. I would just add one more thing to it. This last part of ayah where it says that angels will take the life and they will say, peace be upon him, to the righteous people. This is another, we take a very good clue here, that death is not a hurtful experience. It's hurtful experience for people who are wrongdoers. So this concept we need to take, and we all need to take it. Especially you, young generation, who is still at the starting era of their life, they should live their lives with this concept, that the death, which is opposite of life, is not bad experience. Like I said in the start, the things could be opposite, but they both would be good. There could be situation, and this is beautiful example of that life and death both are good for a Muslim. For a Mu'min, they should be both good. There's only one condition: we have to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to do good deeds, we have to be righteous. So this is your assignment. You have to contemplate on that. Do you really think that death is a bad experience or good experience? Even after this lecture, I would like to know. and you can write down in your notebooks along with the activity which we have decided at the end. So, Sister Shabano, should we move to next slide? I think we have enough discussed this.
Yeah, the death concept
Okay,
you introduced, it was amazing. Yeah.
Jazakallah.
We all have to contemplate it, and we should look forward for the death which is peaceful, and we
Inshallah.
have to work.
Inshallah. Inshallah. People, this surah in the name of, this is Surah Nas, which we usually recite, the people. Say, I seek a refuge in the Lord of the people, the King of people, the God of people, from the mischief of every sneaking whisperer who whispers into the hearts of people from jinn and men. So, Sister Shabano, can you relate this surah with good or bad? I mean, opposite. Can we take examples of opposite from this?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was a bit distracted. I would love to read it again. I seek refuge in the Lord of people, the King of people, the good of people, from the mischief of every seeking whisper who whispers into the hearts of people from jinn and men. Okay, this is I think a discovery of this surah, is recommended that we have to read in the night time. And this shows that a man is conscious about his helplessness, that he is not capable of taking care of himself alone. He needs Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's protection. So it's his helplessness uh, in contrast with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power. It's his not capable of doing anything, or not
Incapability
unable
of,
to, he's
yeah,
not unable to.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think this is about pure human being, which is small
protection
tiny
versus
creature, and
unprotection.
he
We can say protect,
uh,
uh,
we can, so,
protection. Yeah,
the god and, yeah, god and man is
yeah,
also opposite concept,
yeah,
a total
exactly.
opposite. These are
Yeah,
opposite, so it is
exactly.
like referring to that
Our capabilities are limited, and his
limit.
capabilities are unlimited. So limited
and
versus unlimited could be another opposite, right?
and he is the giver, and we are on the
Taking
taking
it.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is always the giver. So this is a combination of a very beautiful combination of a Momin and his Khalik,
yeah, mashallah.
so
So good example. Yeah, we are opposite, yet both parties comes into the example of goodness. So
yeah.
yeah, Jazakallah khair. So okay, so that's all uh, from the slides. We will read some conclusion. The conclusion slide is itself self-explanatory. We will read through. Sister Bano, would you like to read? Then I would talk about some activities.
Yeah, please. Sure. Everything, a conclusion, everything we have or experience will have its opposite in some way. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's scheme, that He has created world in such a way that it has diversity. Diversity in weather, diversity in animal, diversity in human nature, skin color, and beliefs, etc. We all must deal with opposite or diversity. You all know why diversity was big part of Allah's creation plan, because humans have this beautiful ability to choose, ability to make selection among various choices. So we should be thankful to Allah who created the diversity so that we can choose. We enjoy day and night, and we cultivate all kinds of fruits, vegetables, and crops. We love to meet new people, visit different places. What is our responsibility? We must accept all kind of diversity, religion, races, opinion as well, respectfully, and at the same time we have to be wise enough to select between good or bad, relevant or irrelevant, necessary, unnecessary. We must accept different forms of opposite and differentiate the good choice among many. consciously during journey of life. Beautiful
Amazing.
conclusion.
Yeah, I would just say one word, one couple of sentences here to summarize all this. That just like the diversity is part of creation plan, that Allah has made anything in diversified way, and Allah has made opposites to things, because so that we can enjoy that difference, and we can choose, because we have ability to choose. Just like that, we should have the acceptance of diversity in ourselves. Since we are enjoying it, we are making choices and we are having fun in choosing them. So it comes with the test as well. This enjoyment is coming with this test. Oh, and what is that test? That if there are some other areas where there is diversity, we accept it. For example, we are enjoying different kind of fruits. We are enjoying sweet fruit, and we are enjoying sour fruits, which are opposite to each other. Or somewhat, sometimes there are salty things and there are sweet things. They're example of opposite, and we are enjoying those, and we are enjoying that diversity or oppositeness. We should take the responsibility of accepting the other diversity which Allah has created, like different races, religion, and beliefs. So we should create acceptability in ourselves. This is one responsibility. The second responsibility is still, after acceptance, having the ability to choose between good and bad. We have to stay awake. We have to stay very conscious that accepting all the diversity and choosing best among those. This is the quality of believer, that he accept whatever is in the world, because Allah has made every creation is Allah's creation. We have to accept it. But what we choose ourselves, that is important. Their existence would be there, just like you are there. Nobody, you wouldn't want that you would be vanished from face of earth, right? So why would you like, I mean, that's the extreme thing which I'm saying, but you would like to stay in harmony, right? The same thing you should wish for the others, but at the same time, what you choose for yourself, that is important. So if I miss something, Sister Shabano, you can add. Then we will move to activities. You are mute, Sister Shabano. Sorry, you're mute.
Uh, Sorry. I think you said it all very well explained. I just want to say that we have to accept, and we don't have to judgmental. We don't have to tag people that, oh, you are like that and you are like that. No, everyone is having a certain background. Everyone is coming from a different family, from a different atmosphere. That person has a different belief system, a different attire. So accept it. Because if you are a creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, every single thing is a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to be mindful that if we are accepting and respecting that creation, basically we are respecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will, his work. It's his art, the arrangement, the scheme. So we have to think in reference with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to learn to think about everything with reference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to work on this point, that we have to start to think, and we have to think with reference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we have recited our kalma. That means that at every step, thinking step, we have to admit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, submit ourselves, submit our thinking process to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will and his power.
Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah. I agree. So we have this class activity now. What you are supposed to do is write down 5 examples of opposite. It could be a thing, place, situation, or person. Write down, if you must choose one among those, what will you choose? Example, day or night is the example of the opposite, pair of opposite. And then answer is night, and example of the reason, like what is the reason of that choice? During night, I can concentrate on my lesson and memorize/learn quickly. So this is an example. So just like day or night, you have to come up with 5 pairs of opposite. Another example could be what I should say. Sister Shabana, can you think of some example here?
Yeah, hell, heaven, day, night is already written. So winter, summer,
Yeah,
and
winter.
sea and mountain,
Yeah,
carnivores,
that's more.
and there are many.
There
Yeah,
are
I
many.
think there are many, and kids are more intelligent. They would be
Yeah,
they will come up with more examples, and it will be a learning for
learning
us as well.
experience for us. Yeah,
Looking forward for the
that's where we want them to think and come up with the options. And your responses will submit it to us with your names, and we will definitely give our comments. So we are winding up today's class, and we will come up with another amazing topic. Jazakallah khair, Sister Shabano. We will have another class.
and
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair, all the students and the persons who are helping us as instructors.
Yes,
Jazakallah.
special thanks to the people in the class. You are doing amazing job. Jazakallah khair. May Allah reward you immensely. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.